NRM oye! NRM juu! Okay, Beping mture wansi, kaa chini. Her Excellency the Vice President, the Right Honorable Speaker of Parliament, the First Vice Chairman of the NRM, the former leaders, all the Vice Chairpersons of the NRM, the Secretary General of the NRM, members of SEC, and all the people who are here for this launch. First of all, I again want to thank the NRM fraternity and leadership for being strong with the NRM all these years. And secondly, I want to thank you for supporting my candidature. First of all, electing me chairman of the NRM again for another 5 years, 2025 to 2031. And then also electing me as flag bearer for presidential contest for the President of Uganda for the period 2026-2031. Thank you so much for the support. I thank my nominators, Dr. Gunda and the Muzukuru from Arua, who nominated me. Now here, with the manifesto, we are not just talking about this manifesto. We are talking about the work of the NRM for Uganda and with Uganda for the last 60 years. However, for today, I will use an ABCDE approach to share with you how we should understand the issues and present them to the people. Because sometimes people talk about too many things and people get confused. What is not covered in the ABCDE here, which I'm going to summarize, is the liberation part, where the NRM was involved in the liberation process between 1965 and 1986. That one I will not go into. But our theme today of protecting the gains and ensuring a qualitative leap to high middle income status is our logical next step now, given what we have already gone through. Everything we are saying is linked. It is not one thing, they are all linked. And they are all in this manifesto. Now, under A, I have got 7 points, which are what Secretary General Tolong and Biarhanga talked about. What the NRM has given to Uganda has first of all been peace. Peace to the country. No war and security. This has been ensured by you people, the Wananchi, and the UPDF. So this is number one. This is number one gain. Peace and security. Peace is assured. Our army is very strong. Nobody can bring war here. If you bring war here, we destroy you. Where we need to do some work is on security, because security involves crime. And that crime sometimes it disturbs people. Even the PDM, people get money for PDM, they buy pigs, they buy goats, chicken, they are stolen. And you find the policemen are colluding with they arrest people, release them, even the judiciary. You, the leader, should not accept this in your areas. Don't accept any policeman who is not very strict with the thieves. Any thief who steals properties of the villagers must go to jail and stay there and pay for what he stole before he comes out. Be very strict. Don't play around. So that is number one. Peace and security. The number two, development. Meaning development of social infrastructure, like schools and health centers, the details which they put there, and also economic infrastructure. They are all there in the manifesto. The roads, the railway, the airways, they are all covered. Development covers infrastructure mainly, economic infrastructure, and social infrastructure. So that is number two. Number three is wealth creation. You, the leaders, you should really know that to strengthen the NRM more and durably, you must do what we in the student movement did in the 1960s when we started the campaign in the cattle corridor. That's why I used to invite you to come to Rwakitura. Because that cattle corridor, the people were very, very backward. They were nomadic, poor houses and so on. They had cows, but they had no value. But when we analyzed and we saw what the problem was, I have written about all this, how we fought their nomadism, and then when they settled down, we guided them on the enterprise of dairy. The cattle corridor now is quite prosperous, in spite of the infrastructure not being so good. If you go to Ngoma, the infrastructure is not so good, but people have money there, cars and so on. They can show you that money in Ngoma, Matongo. Show them briefly, if you have it. On the screen.
Amazina ninge George Matongo Owangoma Mgongo wuntu hano gwataka shozi ndu kutaha umurimo gwanjye ndi muri isa nteze umujya kureba nuko itandikira tatakanda gento bakubya talubo nkagwakidana Meirisa Zakanya nagura amataka nyuse nazo zankorera ibintu kwenda zashubitiza abana bihereze naturuho kabanza mu nyankore naje nahindura nk'umwata ngo njungu nuko zahanyiranye nazitunga ati njungu ezo ndisikumute.
On our farm, we collect over 900 liters of milk per day, and a liter costs 800 shillings, which is approximately 21 million per month.
Now there, you are looking at transformation. These people, when we started with them in the 1960s, they were like our Karamojong people. The way you see the Karamojong now, that's how they were. But when we persuaded them to settle down, and we had to, there's a way we did it, and then we had to solve the issue of what enterprise can they do that will give them income. Now you see how they are. They have money, they have built very good houses, as you can see. That girl is a university graduate, so former norm, and she studied on private sponsorship. So, if you say you are a leader, and you say, Enkula, Donglobo, Apol, but you don't talk about Obugaga, Obugeiga, Obuguda, Lonyo, of the people. Not just one rich man in the village. All the villagers must have income, must have money. Let's be very clear about this. This is where even the political problems come from that. If people get out of poverty, I will show you Ijara. I like Ijara so much. Show them Ijara, the one of Serere.
Hello, my name is Joseph Ijala. I am the proprietor of Taifa Farm, which is located in Serere in a place called Kakusi, where we are. And in Taifa, we have dairy, poultry, and we're also making laundry bar soap. But we also have the value addition aspect of the farm. To cut a long story short,
Ijara gets 3 million shillings per day from eggs alone. Then milk, you can see, has got a lot of modern cows, exotic cows. In a year, he gets more than 1 billion. Now, because he was a taxi driver, these who shout for taxis. That's what he was. But he had 2.5 acres at home. So when he had my message, he went back to the village. He's now, from eggs, from milk, he's earning more than 1 billion shillings a year. And when he removes costs, he remains with about 800 million net. Now you see the house he has built there. But what is interesting, when I visited him, he forced me, almost at gunpoint, to accept a gift of a cow. The other people asking me for money. This one was now forcing me to accept a gift of a Frisian cow of 6 million shillings. This one here. So really, I'm tired of talking about things which are clear, and then people go on talking about irrelevant things. So there is a difference between development, enkulakulana, entunguka, donglobo, and wealth. Wealth is in the homes of people. Because when you go to rallies, people are talking about roads, cities. They're talking about cities. City. District, they want district because someone wants to be chairman. But if you start with the wealth, there's no way we can go wrong. That is number 3. Number 4, jobs. Jobs. Where do jobs come from? Jobs come from wealth. Yes, there are a few public service jobs, but those are not enough for all the people of Uganda. The bigger number of jobs is from the private sector. And when people, but how does the private sector create jobs? You create wealth. The wealth is yours, your personal wealth. But in the process, you create jobs. You want me to show you Byamukama now? Okay, let's first see the jobs of the factories. Freeze that, freeze there. Now, you see how many young people are working in that factory? Oh, very good. Freeze it there. Just see the number of the young people in that factory. So people just talking, jobs, talking. Total lack of seriousness. The factories are now employing 1.2 million Ugandans now, those factories, the 50,000 they talked about. The whole of the public service is 480,000 jobs. But these new factories, which have just come, because you can see they're all brand new, they're already employing 1.2 million people. But agriculture, those ijaras, those matongos, the ones you saw here, can employ even more Ugandans than the factories. Let us see Byamukama. Byamukama, the young boy who came to Parliament and listened to my message.
My name is Fred Byamukama. I'm a member of Parliament of Buganges West Constituency, Kakubiro District. We are now at our 4-acre demonstration farm. The land we have here is approximately 4 acres. This is a farm we started 2 years back here, 2.5 years back. And on this farm, we have a half-acre of pineapple, has 6 cows for zero grazing. We have poultry, about 25,000 birds, but only 11,000 are giving us eggs. And we have 1 acre of grass. We have piggery, those are very many, and 1 acre of coffee mixed with banana. Where we are, this is the 4-acre model farm. I did this activity to teach my voters, to lead by example, so that my voters can learn what measure the president tells the public. This is an initiative I learned from the president sometime back when he sent me to learn to Kaumu, to Kisozi. I copied what I copied, this is what I came up with. And you will see as we move, or that side, this side, that's my 4-acre model farm. The house as well. I don't sleep here, but if I would sleep here, the house as well is seated on this 4-acre model farm. When you look at poultry, out of the 25,000 birds, it's only 11,000 giving me eggs. Others are soon giving me, and I get 302 trays per day minimally, because 11,000 birds are supposed to give me 366 trays. But because of the feeding method of deep litter, I don't get all the eggs. I get 302 trays per day minimally. Then I sell in a month, you can get a net profit of 55 million, because you get 108 million, but you can't get all that. You have to buy feeds, pay workers, pay electricity. You remain with 55 million net pay. When you get the cows per month, these are 6 cows. Each cow minimally gives you 20 liters. So when you get 20 times 6, that's 120 liters per day. 120 liters per day. For us, a liter here is 2,000, because we sell each cup at 1,000. So you get 2,000 times 120, you get 24,000 per day. So 24,000 per day, when you multiply, you get about 7.6 million per month. But 7.6 million per month, you cannot save it. You have to get 200 to pay these workers, sometimes even the drug for spraying. That is zero grazing, you spray for ticks and other things. At the end of the day, you remain with a net profit of 6 million from the cows for zero grazing. So this is our grass. Here, 1 acre of grass. This 1 acre is enough feeding our 6 cows. And our cows are feeding well with this grass we have. When you get like the half an acre of pineapple, per harvest, you get about 4.5 million, and I harvest twice a year. You will see, even as now, there are those which I can harvest for my friends to take. When you look at the piggery, in a month, I can get about between 150 and 180 piglets. But those I don't sell, I give to my neighbors to rear. When you look at coffee, we normally harvest 12 million. We normally harvest 12 million from 1 acre, because we're just starting up the harvest. We had the first harvest, and when you get about 12 million, but when you irrigate very well, and you have fertilizer, you get between 18 and 24 million. From 1 acre, coffee alone minus banana. And this banana, at the end of the month, you can get about 1 million, 1.8 million. But I don't sell my banana, I use it for eating. So I simply get my coffee to ensure the other 12 million I'm telling you, which we are getting from this 1 acre, because we have tested it where you receive. And here, currently, I'm employing 26 people.
Now, this is what I wanted to see. Put the workers over, this is what I wanted to see, you to see. Byamukama, who was unemployed himself a few years ago, when he came and listened to my message and went back, and of course he had land, but he was not using it. Now he's earning that money you had, that from eggs alone, he gets a net of 55 million shillings per month, net. In a year, that's because he's selling 302 trays per day. In a year, that's about almost 700 million shillings, 600 million more, about 700 million net from eggs alone, without including coffee and so on. But what I wanted you to see was the workers now. He's now employing 26 people. And the land there he was using was only 2.5. There's another man called Nyakana who used 1 acre and point something. And he employs 15 people. And I have made a calculation for you, saying that, okay, if Nyakana and the people like Byamukama can employ 15 people using 1 acre, what if we had people with land, and we had 7 million acres owned by some of our people who use it like Nyakana? You calculate and you will see the jobs we shall create will be 105 million jobs. So, what Abanyankole call kucholamirwa, when people can't think properly, must end. You find people talking about things as if people going to the Middle East to look for, what are you going to look for jobs for? The Middle East should be coming here to work here. You leave jobs here, you go to work in the Middle East. Now, this year I'm coming now, in just 2 years after listening to my message, is employing 26 people. You can see them, and he's paying them, he's feeding them. If we use the Nyakana calculation, 15 people out of 1 acre. Let's see Nyakana. Show us Nyakana. I will not show the whole time because I want to move.
My name is Nyakana Richard from Rwengaju. This village is called Rwengaju Village in Karabarole, Fort Portal City. And where we are here is my home, and it's my farm. The biggest landlord in this village of Rwengaju is having 7 acres. People are surviving on 1/4 acre, 1/2 acre. 80% of the population here, they are on 1/2 acre, they are on 1/4 acre. This farm and this home is seated on 1.25 acre. It is surveyed land.
We don't have time to listen to the whole story, but for him, he's selling, I think, 120 trays of eggs per day, and he's using that 1 acre for eggs, those eggs, and for milk. Those cows of his give him about 120 liters, and he's employing 15 people. So my calculation, if you had people with 7 million, all of us, but with a total of 7 million acres, Uganda has got 40 million acres of arable land. But if we use only 7 million, we will create 105 million jobs. There will be so many jobs that all the refugees in the refugee camps will get out and work, and we'll have to get other Africans from neighboring countries to come and help us. So please, let's get out of sleep. It is wealth which creates jobs. The 4 words now: peace and security, development, wealth, and jobs. Then number 5, service delivery. Service delivery, meaning healthcare, security, crime prevention, education, transport, all those are services. And Todwong and Luweero have talked about them. So you, the leaders, you need to be clear about all this. Now, number 6 is market. Because when you are explaining to the population, they need to know what we all need to do, what is needed to be done. Because political disagreement is caused by wrong assumptions and lack of information. If people don't know where jobs come from, then they blame the government. We have no jobs. And yet he himself can create jobs, he himself, the one who is blaming the government. The government should be blaming him. Why are you not creating jobs? Why are you just idling around? You have the capacity. Now, number 6 is market. This is what Todong was talking about. If we produce the way we are producing now, all these eggs, all the milk, all the what, who will buy all this?